morning, Hopkinton, and welcome to Town Talk. Today we are going to have a recap of this year's events. 1996 was a year full of exciting happenings. From pop culture to an influential election, this was one for the record books. No one could forget how we started off this year. It will be frozen in our minds forever. Very true, Kendall. The people deserve the cold truth about the grand accumulation of talk around the start of this year. The blizzard of 96 was one of the biggest, baddest nor'easters to ever hit the East Coast. Towns were buried under feet of snow during this two-day storm, and billions of dollars of damage made this storm something that will last in our minds forever. That storm really did seem to last forever, though. The snow seemed to never stop all the way up until April. But before we jump that far ahead in this year's history, let's talk about the Communication Decency Act. Oh right, that was passed back in February. This is the first attempt that our government has ever made to try to censor the material being passed over the internet. They may have taken it a little too far, though, by even prohibiting the right to discuss personal matters, including social issues, for example, abortion, through individual emails and private sites. Yes, but they were only trying to protect the younger generation from accessing inappropriate information. Jogging over this topic, let's move on to April of this year. This April was the 100th annual Boston Marathon. Beginning in Hopkinton, runners made the mad dash to the finish line. Unfortunately, only one could be victorious. Moses Chinui of Kenya finished in 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 15.9 seconds, beating hundreds of others for the win. Wow! Running 26.2 miles in just over 2 hours must have been a breeze. Speaking of air currents, on May 10th, the premiere of Twister had people rushing to the theaters. That film certainly took the world by storm. It followed the story of Jo in a thrilling series of events as she chased tornadoes through Oklahoma. Don't say too much, you could ruin the film for the viewers. Let's continue our recap by talking about how much an honor it was to host the Summer Olympics. Oh right! Starting on July 19th, people from all over the world flooded into Atlanta, Georgia. For the first time, every single National Olympic Committee currently recognized was represented. It had a great start when the boxing legend Muhammad Ali lit the Olympic cauldron. However, tragedy struck a few days later when a bomb was detonated in the Centennial Olympic Park. 2 people died and 110 were injured. Although this was a horrific event, the spirit of the Games continued. America went on to win over 24 medals, gold medals. As the summer and the Olympics came to a close, a few new developments in entertainment came about. After a great success with their first channel, MTV launched a new channel with the creative name of MTV2. Eventually, August came to a close, and we made our way into September. The election season had started to pick up as candidates began aggressively campaigning. After the break, we will go into detail regarding this influential election. People will not regret electing our current president. Absolutely, this is one loyal, faithful president we have. Stick around, we'll be back in a bit.